Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. The Irish Spaghetti Podcast. Like and subscribe. Please enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Irish Spaghetti Podcast. We're your hosts, Billy G, Nicky P. Nick, how are you, sir?
Another perfect day, my friend.
How are you? How are you? Episode 10, baby. We are here. We are reaching double digits. I am so stoked. I could not be happier. This is a big milestone for us.
Double digits. That's why I wanted to look like a movie star today.
That's it. I also wanted to look like a movie star, but I don't have the means. So I said, let me live like an extra. So just picture me in the restaurant, behind eating soup, looking at the camera too much.
There's a lot of places that I visit where Billy has to wait outside.
Yes. They say,
dress code.
I say, well, what do I need? Do I need a tie? And they go, listen, we're going to start with a tie.
Let me stop you right there.
Exactly. A tie? Yeah. No. Yeah. You need to tie yourself to a fucking noose. Get the fuck out of here.
First, you're going to go ahead and need shoes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wearing slippers right now. He does. What do you mean I can't come in with just my feet? I was at a gay nightclub one time, Free Zone.
One time.
Yeah, I mean,
just that one time.
My pictures on the bathroom wall and shit. No, but have you been to the Fruit Loop, the 3 nightclubs, the Piranha, the Free Zone, and all that?
If you lived here for any length of time, you've been to the Fruit Loop.
Okay, yeah. All right. So Free Zone, and I remember we're in there, and this dude comes up, and he's not wearing shoes. He has jean shorts on, no shirt, no shoes,
condom on.
I thought there was no. Are you kidding me?
He's just rock hard with a condom.
Not a condom in the place, buddy. Yeah, I mean,
They've never even heard of him.
Exactly, shit, blood, and AIDS everywhere. Okay.
On the house.
So no, but he's a really nice guy, right? So we're all talking, everybody's doing blow and stuff, and I remember I say, "How you doing, man?" I'm Billy, right? Keep in mind, ponytail, no shirt, long jean shorts, no shoes. He looks me dead in my eyes. He goes, "How you doing, man?" I'm Hawk. And I was like
from Cobra Kai?
I said, dude, I'm like, of course your name's Hawk. No, by the way, this was 10 years before Cobra Kai.
Oh, shit.
Of course his name was Hawk. Of course his fucking name was Hawk. How fucking cool is that?
And what did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Nice to meet you, Hawk.
He put his big cock in my mouth and we went home for the night. No, I'm just joking. No, but it was.
He paid my tab and we left.
We used to do the drag shows there.
Who's we?
Me and my ex Alicia.
Okay.
She used to bring me in there, but it was like her crew. That was a really fun time. You know how you have different relationships with people and stuff like that. That one was a real like partier. We would go out and stuff a lot. And but we'd always go to gay. She works at Bath and Body Works, so we had a lot of like a lot of gay guys work there. Mm-hmm. So then in turn, you start to hang out with their friends and start to vice versa.
And then you turn gay. I know
exactly.
Yeah,
well, no, but
you switch lifestyles. You can tell your
exactly.
family,
Yeah.
I get. Everybody knows how it goes.
I get caught in bed just bound with a gag ball in my mouth, going.
Before you know it, you're an ankle grabber.
No, but you know what? Let me tell you something. They're really strong in there, and they always have these signs that are like straight friendly, blah blah. And a couple incidents happen. I'll tell you one, but I have a rose tattooed on my neck, and I remember I walk up to the bar to get a drink, and I hear in this flamboyant, but these are all men.
And a mushroom stamped on your face.
Slapped across, just completely bruised over my eye.
It just says 1 up.
So I have a rose tattooed on my neck, and I lean in to get a drink from the bar, and I hear, "Ooh, pretty rose, can I smell it?" And I feel a beard-ish, like really sharp goatee come in, kissing and making out with my neck and smelling it. And no, but it's so funny though. It's like, okay, yeah, it's like, right?
His breath smell like chlorine.
No, but it tickled. It fucking, it felt good. It tickled on my neck, and I went, oh God, it bothered me that it felt so good. Dude, he's literally like kissing my neck, tickling my neck with his beard, and it's like you don't want to participate. You want to go, hey man, get up. But I'm going,
knock it off in a minute.
Yeah.
It just trails
Dude,
off.
it felt so good. And you know what happened, right? So this was like around like 4 or 5. The sun was still out. And I remember he like leans back. I went, thank you. Because dude, I'm not gonna go into a gay club and get mad when somebody says gay.
Thank you.
I went thank, and then I went thank you, like for the second one, like it completely turned me. But I'm not gonna go into a gay club and start like bashing people for being gay. I'm not even
Gay
used to
bashing?
bash. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but he like comes back. He like laughs. I'm like, all right, you listen. If you're comfortable with your sexuality, you just laugh or whatever. But I remember I looked over at the bartender, and the bartender's looking at him like this, and right above him he has that sign like straight friendly, and the bartender's like, "The fuck you doing, man?" And the bartender got really mad.
Really?
Fucking.
When he knew you were straight?
Well, yeah, because I was in there with Alicia, and the dude came up and he did it, but it wasn't so much as that he knew we were straight, but it's like I think it's like being, first of all, if you went and did that to a chick at a bar, you go up, start kissing her fucking neck, and she knocks you away. Dude, exactly.
You get your ass whooped by half the bar and the bouncers.
Absolutely.
Then you get your ass whooped by the cops, then you'd be in jail.
Exactly.
That's the exact order. After you paid her tab.
That's sexual assault.
Oh, 100%.
To me, it was just, gets bug ups. And honestly, that's lucky. That's all it is. But the bartender looked at him and he goes, "What the fuck you doing, man? Like, bad." Like,
right.
So there's things in place, but I'm telling you, man, like those guys are, they're men. Yeah, they're men. It's a wolf pack just jumping on each other, taking bites
at
and shit.
At the highest degree.
At the highest degree.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The first time I went to a gay club was with one of my exes, Teresa. And that was the first time I was like, I understand what women go through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And so I'm like a pretty boy and all that, so I guess I'm like some kind of demographic that gay people like. I don't know if it's like a twink. I don't know what the fuck it is. Some shit where you're pretty or whatever.
I'm a bear, you're a twink. I know.
Yeah, and my
I know
eyebrows are all
yeah.
sharp, so I actually tweeze. I'm a metro as fuck. So I walk in, I just start seeing heads turn. And at first I'm like, this is kind of flattering. Right?
I'm flattered.
Yeah,
I like that.
Honestly,
yeah.
Oh, thanks, fellas. But I'm like, no, I'm not here for you, whatever.
I'm not here for you.
Yeah, after like 30 minutes, I was like indignant. I'm like, I'm not a piece of meat. I'm just like, buy me a drink first. Like, I was so upset.
You're getting passed around like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert.
Your hand on my thigh. I'm like,
yeah.
stop looking at my ass. Like, and I was like, oh shit, this is what women go through on a day-to-day basis, 24 hours.
Dude, yeah.
But the only difference is it's coming. Well, I guess it's coming from people that they don't want either. But it's the opposite sex.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a point to where it's like if girls were doing that to me, I wouldn't mind. But that's not necessarily true. If it's girls that I'm not interested in. So yeah. So it taught me like a walk a mile in their shoes, kind of more or less.
I'm gonna be real, dude.
So no,
I'm insecure, so that shit felt good as fuck. They were all over me.
It is predatory. It's just hot breath on your fucking neck, and I'm like, could you?
That man breath, yeah, that really heavy breath from a man. Just going, hey, name's Mark. Do you want hey?
Oh my god. But yeah, after a while, I was just like, please, that'll be all.
And there is the good, like the Sex in the City gay dudes in there, like with the blonde hair, they're good looking. But I assure you, the majority of them look like your neighbor Frank, but like just like a weird beard. Glasses like the Coke bottle glasses.
Just fucking mouth breathing.
Well, yeah. They I'm telling you that, yeah. That's the majority. That's what they look like.
They're just kind of sweating. Just
yeah. No, exactly. The shiny foreheads because they're sweating all the time. What is with that? What the fuck is with that? That's the majority. That's what it looks like in there.
They're all jacked from all the protein intake.
Can I?
Sorry.
All right. Well, since we're on the subject, can I tell my other one?
Please.
All right. So,
be my guest.
Her cousin and I were dancing. Now, this one's so there's the Fruit Loop, and then they got Flex, which is like, all right,
Flex.
Yeah, Flex is hood. Flex would be the hood version of it. And I go into Flex, and I'm dancing with her cousin Julie, and again, it's the same group, so we went to all of them. It was a lot of fun. We were just doing drugs, going on. It was a good time. And Flex is really hood. So I remember, just like I was just saying, like that dude, like your neighbor Frank, like just that type of guy comes up and whispers in my ear. She's like grinding on me, and we're just doing this normal stuff. And this guy walks up and he whispers in my ear. He goes, "Easy on that straight shit, Slim Shady."
What?
Now,
what does that even mean?
Now I'm like dancing with a girl. Now
why is he upset?
Well, because
sorry, I'm like so enamored by this.
Because I guess it's almost like walking in and slapping them in the face, like all the clubs they got. Well, they're territorial, just like anybody.
Look, so I know you're gay, but don't be a fag.
No, exactly. Well, how about this? I know you're gay, but don't be able to fucking bitch about it. I know if you went to a regular nightclub, I don't care if you're making out with some dude. I don't give a fuck. I mind my business. That's what I am. So
I love it.
I turn my head because I'm like, look, I'm not Mr. Knock 'em out, but I'm also not going to just sit here and just let some dude say that shit to me. I turn my head, and I'm telling you this right now. 10 gay black dudes like this, like overlooking me, like heavy overlooking me. I'm telling you this right now. I went right back to dancing, dude. I saw who he was with, and I saw him walk back into that group. Like
all their shirts are tied up.
Yeah, he was their little like messenger. You know how the messenger doesn't get killed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The ambassador.
Exactly. He comes over, he whispers that shit in my ear, and he knew he was safer than a puppy in that fucking room because I wasn't gonna do shit to him. Because if I tried to get at that little fucker, I was gonna get murdered.
Dude, it's more terrifying because then you get your ass whooped and fucked.
Yeah.
You get beaten and raped by a pack of gay dudes.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want, there's an added risk there.
Yeah.
There's an added risk.
My dad always told me, no matter what, because there's this misconception out there that gay men are weak or something like that. Dude, they're
Absolutely
men. They will whip your butt.
Why would they be weak? That doesn't even make sense.
I think a lot of that macho 80s, like the movies would portray them as like but it's just not. It's just the ones that couldn't stay in the closet because I'm telling you right now, gay people had a big battle in front of them. Although I don't agree with all the crazy stuff going on now, there's definitely some nobility in what gay people went through and the lengths that they came.
There's no doubt.
Yeah,
they were absolutely persecuted.
Yes, and still, they still take a lot of heat and stuff like that. Everything crosses the line. I think right now that they're getting to kids and stuff like that. But I never had an issue with gay marriage or gay people in general, anything like that. But I'm telling you, so the ones that were out in the open, the ones that were out of the closet back then. It was the guys that couldn't hide it. The Liberace's of the world. Yeah, you know what I mean?
They're wearing like wrestling onesies at the supermarket.
the cut off shirts with the jeans.
They don't walk. They frolic.
Yeah,
they skip.
There's a fucking rainbow behind them. Everywhere they go, just a basket of rose
overtly,
petals.
Cartoonishly gay.
So that's the misconception out there. It's just not.
That's the direction I would go. I would go like fucking overtly.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do something,
dye my hair
do it.
Rainbow colors and shit, just the whole nine.
Don't
drop something?
No. Yeah.
Speaking of gay, you just go into my lap.
I'm just like, bro. Let me show you how gay I am.
It's like that forgetting Sarah Marshall. Get a little closer.
Yeah, can you move up?
Pull back a little bit.
No, go down. Oh, I know what you're doing.
Did you have that necklace before?
Bill
Hader.
I love Bill Hader.
Gold.
How talented is he? Like he's
Bill
beyond.
Hader's remarkable.
Yeah,
Oh
like the
God.
voices, the skits, everything
Underrated.
that he does. Yeah.
Well, look at Barry, man. He plays like a serious and comedic role in Barry. It's one of my favorite shows.
I've never seen Barry.
You should watch it.
I've got recommended Barry 10
Barry's
times.
Greatness.
Yes, you would recommend that.
I fucking love Barry.
Okay.
You've never seen it?
Never seen
you know
Barry.
What it's about?
No.
So you know who Stephen Root is? I love Stephen Root.
I thought Barry was the Barack Obama thing.
No. Barry he's a hitman, and Stephen Root is his handler. And he ends up going to LA for a job, and he's like depressed and kind of like sick of being a hitman, and he ends up falling into the acting scene. And he starts doing like improv, and he meets this girl in the improv, and he kind of wants to switch his life more to that, but his old life keeps pulling him back. But it's fucking hysterical. It's multi-layered, great writing, hilarious show. He plays serious, he plays comedy. It's got a little bit of everything.
I love Bill Hader. I got to see that.
Watch that shit.
I 100%. I definitely got to see it. Yeah, that one's going on the list.
But what do we got for today, my friend?
All right, man. You know what? There's a running theme. Now, I'm going to get to our first story that has, I guess a little bit has something to do with it. I guess, Nick, what this story kind of pertains to is how we look at celebrities, how we contribute into, like, do we watch their movies anymore? Do we stop listening? Does it fall under the cancel culture? I'm not real sure.
Does it fall under the what?
The cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Does it fall under that whole umbrella thing? All right. So here's what's going on. Justin Roiland is the voice and the executive producer of Rick and Morty.
Rick Sanchez.
Yeah.
He voices Rick Sanchez.
Hey, Morty. You know, and then, oh, geez, Rick. You know, he does both voices. He's amazing. He's a wonderful comedic writer. He does a lot of the script. He does a lot of the production.
Comic genius.
Absolutely.
A lot of work with Dan Harmon.
Yeah,
Comic genius.
Yeah, Dan Harmon and him together are insanely talented and ridiculous. The first 3 seasons of that show was just will never be forgotten.
It's some of the highest comedy I've ever seen. It's some of the funniest shit and like the highest concept, most brilliant writing, clever, everything. I've never laughed so hard at it. Honestly, I can't say that anything is funnier than that. It's about as funny as anything you could possibly get.
I remember watching it, being taken back that like how something could be so good.
Yes.
You know, like the first time you watch like Seinfeld, and you're like, dude, how is this show like hitting the mark every time? This was better than that.
Yes.
This is a cartoon, and it was better than that. I've never seen anything like it. But anyways, so like all good things, it must come to a car crash ending.
Fucking
So during COVID in 2020, Justin Roiland was shacked up with a girl that he said he had an on and off again relationship. They were living together. A lot of people were going stir crazy. There was a lot of domestic abuse back then. So he was accused of domestic abuse. He was accused, in fact, of felony domestic abuse. He false imprisonment by menace, which means is like when you're using yourself to like hold a woman down or hold anybody down for that matter.
Restraining.
Not so much coercion,
right? Restraining against their will.
Exactly. It's not like when you kidnap somebody, when you throw them into a trunk or something like that, but when you grab them and you're not letting them go. I think it's less than 3 feet. It becomes that false imprisonment by menace or whatever. But he was charged with that. They kept it under wraps. NBC said that they had a clause on it so they couldn't make it public. So he had a lot of protection when it comes to that. Meanwhile, it's really none of our business. Him and his old lady got into some shit. He was arrested. They deal with it. I wasn't there. I just don't like that before anybody's even really convicted, because they have a pretrial date set for April 27th, but nothing's set in stone yet. They don't. Who knows if it even goes to trial? If there's even a lot of evidence.
Do you know whose business it is? It's theirs and the laws.
And that's it.
Unless it happens at work, then it's your job's business. If something happens at your place of business, now it's their fucking, it's their issue.
If he strangled her in front of 10 employees at Adult Swim and they had to cease whole on production, I could understand.
If she came to work to drop off some soup and he threw it down the fucking stairs, you gotta fire the guy. It happened at work. But outside of that, it's the law's issue. It's not their issue. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they shouldn't get involved at all. They shouldn't be taking a social stance when it comes to things that are external to the job itself.
Well, not only that, but it's like, honestly, if it wasn't Rick or Morty strangling this girl, then really, who cares? Like I don't understand. I don't understand why you could ruin an entire show.
If it was Noob, no one would give a shit.
Exactly. All the people that work on this show, this guy gets into it with his old lady, and honestly, right now it's hearsay. Nobody was there,
and who
except for them.
Also, in the conditions that we were in, say. We've all had turbulent relationships where we dated someone that was like kind of made us crazy. We had our ons and offs, and you weren't the best version of yourself when you were with them. Now take that person and then lock yourself in a house with them in quarantine for a year and see what the fuck happens.
Or how about this? What if she was hitting him? What if she's the issue? Does that ever cross your mind? No. He was charged with it. I guess police came. He was arrested. He got out on bail. I guess she's suing him or something like that. I mean, this whole thing's going to trial. Sure, yeah. And you know what? Of course, it's like, honestly, being real, if she couldn't get money from this, I guarantee you, I don't even think it would have went this far. If he was some random Joe Schmo, it would have never even went this far. But now they're ruining Rick and Morty because this dude has some bad scene with his chick one day. One day is going to dictate whether or not this brilliant show goes on. All these people that are employed there, because no matter what, Rick and Morty, he is Rick and Morty. He's the voice of both of them. It's going to go in the dumps.
That show goodbye.
It's over.
They shouldn't even try to keep making it anymore.
Yeah, they're going to, by the way, they're going to continue with season 7. So they're going to crow this. They're going to Brandon Lee this. It's going to be voice, and then all of a sudden it's going to be some slightly different voice behind there.
Or they acknowledge briefly that he sounds different for some reason. They all go, I think that you can just carry on.
Yeah.
But no, you know what? I'm going to use a line from Rick and Morty to describe what Rick and Morty has become. Do you remember that line in Rick and Morty where they were talking about Men in Black? He's like, all I remember is Men in Black 3. He's like, it was a joyless cash grab.
Yeah.
And they made fun of Men in Black for that joyless cash grab.
And it was.
Well, guess what Rick and Morty is now? It's a fucking joyless cash grab. I mean, fire them if you want, but also end the show.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think it's their fucking business.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna fire them, at least have the chops to follow through.
You're firing the show.
Exactly. End the show. What you're
That's like if you got rid of Jerry Seinfeld. If you got rid of Seinfeld.
Yeah. You're gonna make
now it's called what?
Yeah, you're gonna try to cash in on his genius without him there. How dare you? By the way, nobody should watch the show, and not because Justin Roiland did anything to his old lady, but because they're literally trying to continue this venture without him. Is a joke.
Unpopular
it's a joke.
opinion. Unpopular opinion. Maybe she had it coming.
Maybe she did. I don't understand. No, I don't understand.
Maybe.
Dude, well, but no.
No one likes a cold roast.
No, that was tongue in cheek.
No,
that was tongue in cheek, right? But what if, when I think maybe had it coming, what if she punched him twice dead in his mouth? And he really tagged him.
Like, I sucked your dad's dick on your birthday.
Anything, yeah.
And then just 2 pieces him.
Stung him real hard, and then he grabs her by her arms, and it bruises her arms a little bit, but he's really got her, and then he lets go and he walks away. She calls the cops. He's arrested for domestic abuse, felony, by menace, and false imprisonment, whatever. All that happens, right? His whole life's ended, and we're taking it all on Vibe because she said that he's a bad guy. This has to stop. In fact, there's a running theme on today's episode. This has to stop.
I'll meet you in the middle, and how about at the very least, which I still think is wrong, but at the very least, suspend them until the facts come out. Don't fire the fucking
Exactly.
guy. SPI, suspending per investigation.
Yeah, because that works so well with Johnny Depp. Disney
They
has
fucked up.
Johnny Depp.
That
Yeah,
franchise. I love Grindelwald, man. He was my favorite character in those. I was watching those movies for him.
What is
the Crimes of Grindelwald? It was the Fantastic Beasts series. And he played Grindelwald, who was the villain, but
he lost that role, right?
A great villain, and we all loved him for that. And then he lost the role because of the fucking Amber Heard case and all that bullshit or whatever. And then they tried to replace him with the dude that plays the bad guy with the crying eyes in Casino Royale. I forgot the guy's name. Great actor. Nothing wrong with that. But he wasn't Grindelwald. It's he wasn't Johnny Depp. And it's like trying to replace Captain Jack Sparrow with somebody else.
Exactly.
He is that character.
To be a Johnny Depp character, there's characters out there Bruce Willis was supposed to be the original Lonzo in Training Day, right? You could see a Bruce Willis doing that, but you would never change him out.
After seen Denzel be Alonzo.
Exactly.
Denzel is Alonzo.
When it comes to Johnny Depp characters, I cannot picture anybody else doing what Johnny Depp does.
Because no one else could do it. He's so eccentric.
Yes.
And he's so originally himself.
You got to be out there,
him or nobody.
Yeah.
That's just
you got to be not only insanely talented but also insanely weird to get in the mindset of being Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
And not
Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
You can't be like
a knockoff Gene Wilder. You got to become a different Willy Wonka, and
Yes.
that's exactly what he did, and he nailed that part. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and honestly, this thing that they're a little bit short-sighted because they think they're going to lose money and sponsors and get the backlash of society if they don't act on this. But in reality, they lost hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue from the future films that we would have came to see because he was fucking.
And now to get him back
as much as they think that we care.
No, we don't care. Honestly,
Burt Reynolds wasn't Burt Reynolds accused of rape or beating the shit out of women? Sean Connery was a known fucking woman beater or whatever. James Bond still rules, man. Michael Jackson, you still listen to Thriller. Yeah, it's still out there. Thriller, the diddling kids. No one gives a shit. Buy the album. Buy the fucking album. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that from a money making business standpoint, I think they lost money.
Well, I mean, they're so chicken shit that the talent, it's like, well, all right, people think that you look at the company I can't believe they're still employing them. It's like, listen, they already got across the bear. You're already employing them. Why does it need to snap back that it's always got to be the company? I think people are smartened up these days. I think maybe they used to go after them, but it's just not like that.
The way that I look at it, Rick Sanchez didn't do that shit. Justin Roiland did. Yeah.
Or did he? That's the big question. It's nobody knows yet this guy, they took everything.
They knee-jerk react as soon as something comes out.
Every time.
This is the protocol. This is what we do, X, Y, Z, and then it just goes.
I think it's completely silly. I think.
Interestingly enough, that kind of segues right into our Mike Tyson bit.
Yeah. You want to go into that?
Let's talk about it because it's on point with this conversation.
Yeah. All right. So again,
to that end.
Yeah. So another hearsay story that, you know, you hear it and people are going to be up in arms about what an animal he is. This guy's been living good for so long, trying to if you're talking about a champ, a fallen champ, Mike Tyson went completely broke, was ostracized by this entire country.
Already got accused of rape and served time for it. I don't even think he did that one.
Yeah, which they actually followed up with the allegations. Everybody else gets accused. This guy actually did hard time, 4 years for rape. Came out and still managed to build himself up again. Absolutely wonderful person. I believe nothing that anybody says about that dude. It was
Mike's been through enough, man. Leave Mike alone.
Yeah.
I don't believe these women.
No.
I don't believe, these ones. I don't believe them. That kind of goes back to the believe women thing. Like at some point it's like, all right.
Well, no. So here's how this story goes.
To me like a way for them to just cash in on a loophole in society that we have now where just whoever says anything.
Well, how about this? This loophole was closed until recently when they passed the Survivors Act. There's a new act that says that, well, they're taking away the statute of limitations. So now that this woman, they granted the Survivors Act. So now you're able to like go back and say, this person did this to me. And you could file a lawsuit against them.
They should, and this, maybe I'm working this out as I'm saying it. So like, just bear with me. What if they shortened the statute of limitations to such a small amount where you have to act now when the case is fresh so you can actually get the fucking guy?
Yeah.
When there was like, evidence or like, like there's more to be found when it's fresh, right?
Yeah.
Instead of fucking 50 years later when you can speculate and everything is lost in the ether of time.
Well, I think...
like, hey, look, you got 6 months to report this, otherwise the case is dead. Light a fire to these people. Get them now. Get them now when it happened.
I think
then that eliminates the opportunity for these people to lie 30 years later and then to get paid off and then have an innocent man go to jail or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I think that...
It holds both parties more responsible.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
I think that...
I think
that there was a time when... Because... I think that women, once again...
Our definition of rape and stuff has kind of dramatically changed.
Oh, yeah. She's claiming that he violently raped her in a limo outside the Albany nightclub back in the early 90s, right around the same time he was accused with Desiree Washington, the beauty pageant chick that they said he raped.
He raped me too. Can I have some money?
Yeah.
Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes.
I can just point and go, that guy fucked me up. Give me $1 million.
Her attorney's claiming that it was highly credible, but... What do you mean highly credible? She doesn't know the date. She just knows that she happened to be in the same room or the same car as Mike Tyson.
A couple of words that you just said without qualifying it or giving it any substance whatsoever. You just say highly credible.
Yeah, but people...
That's like if I have a diner, I'm like, world's best cup of coffee.
Yeah, but they'll take it as gospel. Why? Because it's such a touchy subject that people are so have this fear mindset that they hear something and it could be so outrageous that people can automatically think, well, how would they be lying about that? How could they just lie about that? You don't understand, man. You don't understand that there's people out there that are willing to do these evil, that are more evil than the act itself. Like I think rapists are absolutely vile and evil and disgusting. But I think a woman that would accuse somebody of rape to ruin an innocent person.
Bad.
I say it's more evil. It's more evil.
I actually think so too.
I think it's a level of...
Because a rapist has some twisted psychology
that they
compels them to act out where they almost can't even help themselves.
Yes.
Someone like this premeditates it and then acts on it solely for personal gain and for nothing else. Which
yes.
I think is even more insidious.
It's disgusting.
Personally.
So, and by the way, so this opportunity arises. They passed the Survivors Act. She's asking for $5 million. So why not come out before all this? She waited 30 years. Right? Why not come out before and say, that fool raped me too, I want nothing. She held her breath for 30 years. All of a sudden, they opened this thing up where you could file a lawsuit against somebody all this time later, and now you want to speak up? Sweetheart, I'm sorry, but it's like the credibility's gone. If you had the responsibility of making something happen back then, you didn't. Okay, then it's and I'm sorry. Once again, I'm not there, so I'm not for or against it. I'm just saying it's really fishy when you want money. When when this thing arises out of nowhere, it just doesn't.
I'll go as far as to say this. I'm calling it now. I'm calling it right now because I actually believe that we're going to become massively successful and we're going to have names. No one's going to say a fucking word about me tooing me. This guy right here, sitting here, Nicky Pringles, not a fucking peep. Guarantee you, the day that I got money in my pocket and I'm a little bit famous, or like, when people know me and there's something to be gained, watch these girls, these past girls of mine come out of the fucking woodwork and run their mouths. But if they don't say something right now, from the time of right now until we become famous and actually have that kind of money, which will happen over the span of whatever amount of time. If they're not saying it now, it ain't fucking true. It's a lie. I'm calling it now. It's going to happen to me. As long as this movement still carries on and they're still doing this bullshit, as soon as I become a target and something like a sheep that can be fleeced, watch these fucking lunatics come out of the woodwork. I've did some nut jobs in my day. I've had girls lie on me now, accuse me of like trying to kill them and shit like this, just to like get some simply wild shit already. That, you know, friends of mine have already like seen me go through, and no one fucking believes them because everyone knows who I am, and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm calling it fucking now. That's how much bullshit it is. Yeah. They're not gonna. No one's gonna say shit until I have something to fucking give them, right?
Yeah. Imagine that. So that's just
interesting. Yeah, that's interesting how that is.
Yeah, that's just character assassination. Watch when you got some dollar signs attached to your name. Yeah. But I mean, listen, man.
Dude, watch.
People hustle.
They're gonna come out of the fucking woodwork.
There's a lot of hustlers out there, and girls that see, and it's because we put no stock into a man's word, and they could just say these outlandish things and it be taken as gospel. That's the issue. I'm sorry, but if there's, again, we've echoed this before. If there's not hard evidence, I'm sorry, but I can't take somebody's word just out of the blue. I can't do it. No. Logically, just as an adult that can use deductive reasoning, I can't just take somebody's word. And that goes for either side. If some dude was like, oh yeah, you know, she accused me way back in the day, and like, let's say they did do the time. She accused me back in the day, and I didn't do it. It's
like that hell hath no fury, like a woman's scorn phrase, is legit. Yeah. I've had girlfriends where we just had like a normal, casual relationship, and then I broke up with them. I've had where it was just a regular breakup. We didn't even date for that long, maybe 4 months, somewhere around there. It wasn't even that crazy.
That's an oddly specific number.
I've had, well, that's usually like my breakup line. It's like 3 months, or, you know, a little around, and then you're kind of like
the first quarter. Well,
that's when you start seeing people like crazy.
The realness come out.
Push crazy down for so long. Yeah. Usually around that time it starts to bubble up. So that's kind of
it starts breaking through the cracks.
Basically. So that's what it is. I've had girl. I'm not gonna name any names, but I had one girl hack my Facebook because she knew me and she knew my, like, I'm an open book, like she had my password and shit like that, because I wanted her to feel like I wasn't sneaking around her. So look at my phone, I don't give a fuck. She hacked my Facebook, posted about herself some like vile shit, acting like I was the one that was saying it.
That's
to make me look bad, just so she can get a reaction out of me, so I would reach out to her so she could talk to me again. And she went as far as to contact one of my friends who lived in fucking Billings, Montana, that she had never met before, from Las Vegas. He called me and would go, hey, do you know who X is? And I'm like, yeah, it's my ex. That's my ex-girlfriend or whatever. And he was like, yeah, she called me and was like asking me to like get in touch with you and trying to get you to like call her and shit like this. I had her driving by my house. I would look out the window and see her driving down my street numerous times. This lasted for fucking months over a simple that I don't think we're working out. So I've had stalker crazy shit happen to me over that. You think these girls aren't willing to do this grimy shit for $1 million?
Yeah, for money.
For that amount of money?
Yes, for life-changing money.
And that's just one story. I have a trillion of stories like this of wild, crazy fucking behavior from these girls losing their minds over a simple breakup, over nothing that big of a deal.
I won't be ignored, Dan.
You think that same girl wouldn't come out and be like, hey, he fucking raped me just to hurt me?
Easy.
You know what I mean?
Easy peasy.
Crazy shit, man.
If they knew that you couldn't disprove it, like, how? You're not thinking every day. These guys, these successful men aren't walking around thinking every day, how could I, like, not have this happen? You just expect people to do the right thing. So when somebody blindsides you with rape or some crazy allegation or something like that, you're sitting there and you're going, I did what? You know, like my cousin Vinny. I shot the clerk.
And then they're like on a transcript, like he said he shot the clerk.
There he is. There he is.
I shot the clerk.
Yeah, but you're just as confused and surprised. So you're sitting there and you're going, well, no, I didn't. And how could you be any more like genuine than that when you're just sitting there confused, like, wait, what the fuck just happened? You're not going to come out shedding tears and stuff like that. You're just going to go, no, that's bullshit.
It's funny that all these like very prominent Me Too cases and all this shit that comes out in society, it always has to do with high profile people. Where are all these Me Too's on a regular level? Where are all the regular Joes getting Me Too? That, you know, only fucking rich successful people rape. Yeah. Only rich successful people do that shit. Yeah. Really? Yeah. If it was so prevalent, it was so common, and it just like went throughout society, you would be seeing it everywhere in all walks of life at every stage. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just not.
Yeah, and then also again, like they only get talked about after they have some means, after they have some assets to get stripped of. Yeah. Then all of a sudden there's third grimy scumbags. Andrew Tate, free.
Yeah. Oh God, he's like the number one.
People are gonna be like, he's wearing sunglasses because he's trying to be like Andrew. I just like to dress up.
Nah, but still, free Top G, man. I feel so bad for that guy
Top G?
sitting in there. What a joke, dude. What a joke.
I only drink sparkling water.
From a water bottle. From a water bottle.
It's hilarious.
I love that voice.
Anyway, so like eventually we need to wise up to this shit and kind of, you know.
Well, just stop believing everything you hear because it's so scary.
What about character references? Like, I bet you anything if you go into some of these women's lives, I bet you there's just like, there's a breadcrumb trail of crazy nonsense.
Yeah.
And then if you go into like some of these guys' lives, they probably have like good character references. No one has anything really bad to say about them. There's no paper trail of wild behavior and shit like that.
Well, I think that's
like, come on, like some character references would be nice.
No, but I think that's what separated. I think that's why they got Mike so easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's why, because they're like, okay, well, here's this big crazy guy.
And he also has a history.
You know, he's a violent guy. Oh, this girl's beat up during sex.
They'll believe that.
Good. So yeah, they'll believe anything I tell them, and they did. And they took this dude down in the prime of his life. I'm not saying this because Mike Tyson was one of the greatest boxers that ever lived. I'm saying this because Mike Tyson was a young dude fucking chicks, and they ruined him for nothing.
Mike Tyson doesn't need to rape anybody.
No, it's really scary. And they're still, what's crazy is they're still after him, and they're still slapping any type of legitimacy to it. It needs to stop.
Man.
Well, how about here, and if you don't believe us, if you think that these big, hardcore athletes, you think that it's just these guys, and you think it's just opportunity that's right. All right, I'll tell you what. You want more opportunity? Tim Allen.
Oh yeah, Tim Allen.
Yeah, there's a new book coming out.
Come on, Santa Claus.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson is putting out her new tell-all book, which I don't understand how somebody
who led a life of dirtbag behavior, basically. That's what I'm saying. Tim Allen, who's been this normal guy, like this family who everyone respects and likes, you know what I mean? Even throughout his own community in Hollywood, you never hear bad shit, never bad press, never in trouble.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson's doing Pamela Anderson shit her whole life. But somehow I'm supposed to believe that Tim Allen is the scumbag here. Out of the gate. And by the way, I'm willing to believe anything if you put it on the table and show me show me the
proof.
smoking gun, if you will.
Yeah.
But just for saying it, my knee-jerk initial reaction is to go, that's bullshit. She lives a scumbag life. He lives a clean life. There's a lot more dirt on her than there is on him ever throughout all of the history of their lives together. Mm-hmm. Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a lot of smoke here. There's no smoke there. I believe this fucking guy out of the gate. So now build a case. Bring things to light. Don't just sling allegations and say shit and yell and scream and try to push it on me. None of that. Show me how, and I will listen. I'm a reasonable guy. I'm not just like a guy enthusiast where I'll just defend all men. I don't believe in that shit either. A lot of us are fucking scumbags.
Level playing field.
Where I'm like, this guy's a fucking lunatic. I've seen scumbags. I know I've cut off people in my life that I realized were scumbags at some point or another. No one's perfect on any side. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, we're not advocating for anything.
Dude, no. I'm just tired of this imbalance.
I think that's why me and him hit it off so well. It's that, like, I promise you, it's like the same people that we defend, God forbid we see anything wrong with that, we're going to call it out immediately. And I'm telling you right now, I've watched Pamela Anderson. I've seen videos of her, like, back in the paparazzi days when they were still really following her in time and stuff like that. I seen her partying one time and she pulled her titties out, right? Now, this is the reason why I'm bringing this up. Bro. Yeah. Now, if there was some dude there that was like, I didn't want to see her bare breast, I'm suing her. No, that would never happen. Why?
You get laughed out of society.
Exactly. But let me explain to you the double standard here. So she's putting out her new tell-all book, which for some reason every book is a tell-all, but it's just ridiculous. But her new tell-all book called Love Pamela, right? So it details her first day on Home Improvement. Now this is after she was in Playboy. She was in Playboy. Then she did Home Improvement, and then after Home Improvement, they knew how beautiful it was. She got the Baywatch edition.
Before you finish this, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, absolutely.
This is what my gut is telling me, what I hear. I hear this aged, old, formerly famous actress who got nothing but just adulation her entire life, who's probably a little short on cash, who's no longer getting worship, who doesn't get that attention anymore, is coming out with a tell-all so she can recapture her glory days, get that shine put back on her, and make some fucking money because she probably blew through all of it. And like I said, the gigs aren't coming like they used to anymore. And as part of it, that's a great way to get groundswell and buzz, because in society now, we react to that. They eat it up like chum in the water. The sharks come. And I think that she was advised to do this by her agent. And even if the story is true, I bet you it's not in the context of something perverted. It was probably a joke or something funny, or in some way where it really wasn't like a sexual misdeed, if that makes any sense. So I think she's just trying to recapture some clout from her glory days, and she's trying to make a buck while doing it. That's what I hear initially.
And don't forget, it's also on the heels of Pam and Tommy, the Hulu series,
dude.
which painted her as the victim in all this. So now, what is it more? Was that pain for you, sweetheart? That book is so precisely put out.
Tommy.
Exactly.
Leave Tim alone.
Yeah.
Shit.
So here's what she claimed. She says that her first day on Home Improvement,
Fucking tell-all.
Alan walked by. I guess their dressing rooms were close together. Alan walked by, and he had a silk robe on. I don't know if it's silk, but don't you picture like a silk robe?
Just outlining the camel tail.
Exactly.
Just falling ever so gently.
The camel tail and the camel. Yes.
The moose nut,
that is funny though. The camel tail. Oh my God, it's the same thing.
The camel tail.
Yes. It's the same thing. What the fuck is with camels?
The male moose nut.
Yeah. So Alan walks out there
fuck.
and he says, just like this. Now this is allegations. This is allegedly. He walks by her and she's standing there and she goes, "Hey Tim, I'm fucking stupid." No, I'm joking.
One nipple out.
Yeah, one titty just dangling out, but nobody cares because it's Pamela Anderson. Yeah. So he walks by and he goes, now he opens his robe and he shows his dick and he goes, "Well, I saw you naked, so now you gotta see me naked. Now we're even." I'm telling you this right now, dude. The story just seems a little weird.
Is that what she said that he did?
That's exactly what she said.
Well, you're even.
Yeah.
I mean, you are even. What the fuck?
But I don't understand.
That's not an assault. Also, how old are you that you can't handle seeing a dick? You can't handle. You've
Dude,
been looking at dicks your whole life.
Isn't that the issue?
Dude.
Is that
dude? What are you fucking 4? Like,
well, no, but I just remember her used to saying like nudity was just so freeing. You know, back when everybody was cool in the 90s, nudity was freeing. It's not a big deal. We're all human beings.
Dude,
these are our
Pamela
temples.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Isn't she in a sex video of her getting railed out by?
Absolutely. Now they say that wasn't consensual, whatever. There's a big story behind it, whatever. But regardless,
what do you mean it wasn't consensual?
She's
the
also
release of the video or
the release of the video. The release of the video. Yeah. But also she was in Playboy, which was consensual. So I don't want to hear about showing your body or anything like that. And you know what? Honestly, I'm sorry, but she's not some woman without a voice or something like that this happened to, that she couldn't stand up.
She's an
this chick's fucking this chick could have said this years ago and still had it much closer to the time that this allegedly happened and could have nailed this dude to a wall. But you're telling me, just like he said, you're telling me that now that the curtains finally like closing, things are, that you're right.
Come on.
Dude, honestly, have you seen her lately? She's still pretty, she's still beautiful. But I'm sorry, but Hollywood is incredibly hard on women because they do not age like wine, and men don't neither, but men do get the jobs and continue getting them. There is Mark Wahlberg, who's an anomaly, who's always going to be the good-looking guy and stuff like that. But you're not going to see, Pamela Anderson in, like, the hot chick videos anymore. It's just never going to happen again.
We got new hot chicks.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie's out there
Exactly.
now. Sorry.
Until she turns 24 and she's too old, and then we'll get some new ones, and that's it.
24, man. You're really giving her an
I know. Let me pull the plug on that,
I was going to say...
Yeah. When you're considered a MILF when you're considered a MILF at 19, I'm sorry, but the clocks just ain't working with you, sweetheart. It's not happening, But you write some book that needs any type of press, because honestly, nobody gives a shit what Pamela Anderson has to say anymore. So what do you do? You gotta tell some crazy, outrageous story that ruins the image of this dude who literally stayed out of every goddamn scandal that Hollywood had to offer and throw. He was clean.
He had a clean career.
Was clean, yeah. And you had to drag him through the mud. You are a disgusting opportunist with no. We were just talking about somebody just like this, with no regard for anybody else's life.
Someone we know personally who does shit like this to people that we used to work with.
Yeah, it's disgusting in our eyes. And this person has no reason to do it.
She fabricates stories and tries to make up reasons to get you in trouble and get you fired, so she can get she'll try to sue businesses. And it's with
real world consequences.
Yeah, destroying people's lives so she can make a buck. It's fucking foul.
People go down.
I know people like this in my life.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy.
People go down like employees, doctors,
you probably do too.
People that just go down for crazy claims. For slander. For simple slander. So it is sad. I think it's a joke. I think Tim Allen did nothing wrong. Again, another 30-year-old story that has no validity whatsoever to it, that you could just say, and that's it. I could say it, I can make this claim. You know what? Men should start, not that I'm saying we ever would because it's just disgusting, but men should start coming out and go, yeah, she showed me her tits 20 years ago. She's disgusting. She's an animal. She's vile. I've never slept right since. What are you going to do? Now, what are you going to do to her?
How about you just shut your old ass up and ride into the sunset? You had a good life.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you did fine.
You did well.
Those tits brought you incredibly far, but I'm sorry. They probably have that weird like indentation now. You know what I'm talking about?
The concave.
Yeah.
Indentation.
When you went from body shots out of your belly button to that big weird chest that separates the fucking bag.
Show us your tits, and she pulls up her pant leg.
Oh my god! When that Baywatch starts to look a lot different, just like slapping like this. Oh my god! She was CJ. It's just, but yeah, man. What a shitty opportunity! What a shitty opportunity to really brag on somebody
Pamela Anderson
good.
too, man. That breaks my heart a little bit.
Yeah. I thought she was a good one. I thought she was one of the
Come
good
on,
ones.
Pamela. Leave Tim Allen alone. Or provide some really solid evidence.
Or do an OnlyFans and show us your old butthole or something like that.
Also, it's like, didn't we all go to school? Like, I remember, our high school age when we were all young and crazy and shit like that. Dude, we were doing wild shit all the time. Girls showing their tits, like guys running around with their dicks out in fucking frat houses. We all had this wild time. To act like this is so impacting and so insulting for you, it's obviously dishonest. It's not true.
I think
it isn't true, especially someone who comes from like the sex industry.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Unless you were touched, beaten, berated, or harassed in some kind of way that's violent or oppressive to your own personal individuality, if you will, it's not a big deal. All right, again, the New York thing. Like, you spent time in New York. Walk down the street, going to the subway, and you're going to see some of the most despicable, vile shit you've ever seen in your life. We laugh about it. We joke about it on the subway. We tell stories about it. Just the crazy homeless antics and just tits and people fucking in bushes. You know what I mean? You see shit like this all the time. No one's like, only if they have money do you care. You want to point the finger at them.
Yeah, then they're horrible people.
We're adults. Deal with it. It's not a big deal. Even like the Louis C.K. jerking off in front of girls. Number one, he would ask.
It's consensual. I don't understand how that's a problem.
How about you shut your eyes, turn around, walk away, hang up the fucking phone? Like, what's the big deal?
Or how about this? Or say, no, motherfucker. And if he takes it any further, then you got an issue. But this girl literally said, Louis asked me to jerk off in front of him. I told him yes. He does it. I'm the victim now. Are you shitting me?
Minus a gun to your head. If you have to walk across the room to suck that dick, it isn't rape.
Yeah.
I maintain this. That is my personal stance.
Yeah.
Also, Louis C.K. could walk into this house right now, sit on that couch right across the room from me, look me dead in the eyes and start jerking off, and I would laugh. It wouldn't destroy my psyche. I wouldn't need a court case. I'm an adult. I've seen a lot worse. I've been around for a little while. I've lived some life.
No.
The shit I see on the news every day is more disturbing than that.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd be like, this guy's a sick fuck. Get the fuck out of my house. And I'd laugh. You'd never hear about it again.
No,
I'm not a child.
No,
I'm not weak.
What a point, though. And you're absolutely right. And you know why, dude? Because if you were female, it wouldn't break you neither.
No,
it's such a lie. It's such an outrageous lie to say, like, oh, I can't believe it. And Tim Allen showed me his dick. I'm not okay. I've been going to therapists. You're such a fucking liar. If you've seen Tommy's dick, no other dick matters after that. And it doesn't affect you anymore. What the fuck are you talking about, lady? And you know what, dude? She was very promiscuous back then. She didn't sleep with a lot of guys. And I'm not knocking her for that. I don't care. It's her life. She can do whatever she wants. But to come back and act like this is some predator, you're a liar. You're a liar.
Do you know what his behavior is worthy of? I'll say this. It's not worthy of a lawsuit or a public fucking chastising and, going to court and getting money out of it. That's worthy of you scolding him to his face.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't behave like that. That's disgusting. How dare you?
Hey, you
Get
fucking
out of here.
Sicko. Put that
Talk
away.
to him directly.
Absolutely.
Call him a piece of shit. That's what it's worthy of a knock it the fuck off and like, hey, I don't appreciate that. Don't do that shit in front of me.
Yeah.
Well, everyone has to get everyone involved now. There has to be law and court and money and lawsuits and lawyers and all this bullshit. You can't just tell someone to knock it the fuck off anymore.
Yeah.
That's not an option. Get out of here, man. Stop. Pamela. Come on. Come on, Pamela.
You know what she should have...
Come on, Pamela.
Bye-bye, Pamela. Bye-bye. You know what she should have did? She should have walked over to Tim Allen, grabbed him by the dick, like pulled it once, and then went back, and then pulled it again, then went... Oh, never mind. Then she just gave him a hand job.
Why isn't she just like give him one of those?
Bam! With that nail.
And cut the shit. He's like, That would have been the end of it.
He went, oh.
You've been a naughty girl. He goes to Santa Claus again. Someone's getting a lump of coal in their stocking.
Or he goes from 6 to 12 and goes to infinity and beyond.
She wakes up. That's cold. She wakes up early on Christmas. And he's got the stocking over his dick. He's just standing in her living room. Oh
yeah, but as you can see, nobody thinks Pamela Anderson is some weird victim in this. She's seen a penis. She's seen quite a few in her day.
You're too old to behave like this,
yeah,
Pamela.
Stop it. It's a lie. Shit. Your book had nothing else interesting into it. But I wonder who else she's gonna try to ruin with that book. What a joke, dude. What an absolute joke.
Everyone's trying to destroy everyone all the time. It's just like, give them a break.
No, it is. It's getting.
Do you know how hard it is to stare at Pamela Anderson every day and not pull your dick out when she's in her prime?
Oh my God! Imagine back then.
He showed. I argue that he showed restraint by only doing it once and from across the room. If he wasn't like chasing her with it and like trying, you know what I mean? Dude, he wasn't chasing her around the home improvement table with that shit out.
I would have had everybody. I would use my Tim Allen name. I would have had everybody in on it. She would have been like getting ready for set. She would have went, "Is that my curler?" I would have went, "Yeah," and she would have like grabbed the cock on her shoulder. She would stop like every time, every single day.
She can't get away from it.
Yes. She would come out and they'd go, "Pamela, the sets are on the table," and your cock's like in between the paper.
Coming in a frame, slowly just daps the corner of her mouth.
Or like he does a skit where like he has like the sandpaper and he goes across the thing and his dick flies into her.
He's got the tool belt, the home improvement tool belt on, and he's holding the drill by his naked dick.
Oh no! But you know what? TMZ comes out with a story today, and they have this video of Tim, and he was wearing a kilt. Now this was filmed in front of a live studio audience, right?
Oh yeah.
And he pulls the kilt out. Now this is to lead you to believe that he is a sicko, that he is a predator, right? But that's all you see is that you see the video and you see him and you see him doing this and you see the headline, Tim Allen did flash, Juliet, whatever.
Editing.
Dude, you read the story, they even contacted her. She goes, "No." They go, "Are you kidding me?" She goes, "I was shocked because he lifted up the kilt. And I laughed. I wasn't shocked because I saw a man with fully clothed underneath the kilt. He had shorts underneath it."
Of course he did. He's not a scumbag.
She laughed because she thought she was about to see something. So then
He's surprised her. Yes. They're like, nah, he's just fucking around.
And they said that this was bloopers. That's a lie. It was on the end of one of the episodes where him and the other guys were wearing kilts. And he pulled it up. The studio audience saw it and now they're trying to claim that he's now this flasher. He's like, standing in a park. Yeah.
To paint a narrative.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, even in the video, you could literally see that it's all in good fun. Everyone laughs. The studio audience laughs. Even the actress, it's all in good. There's no weirdness. There's no awkwardness. Not for a moment. You could tell it was just a good time for everyone. Yeah. And they're trying to take that innocent, harmless, jovial moment, that great human moment that they all shared, and turn him into a demon over it. This is disgusting.
By the way, this was
disgusting.
This was like the best times of their lives. This was home improvement. It was like number one on the Nielsen ratings back then. This was an amazing, funny show that they had the privilege to work on. By the way, just so we know, how do we know that it's not her skewed? This was 30 years ago. How do we know it's not her skewed view on it? What if he was getting ready and she walked by his dressing room? Doesn't it make sense that she walked by and maybe saw him naked? He's like, "Well, I saw you naked. Now you seen me."
Cracks a quick joke to take the
tension off. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then she comes back all these years later, remembers it, because I can't remember what the fuck I had for breakfast yesterday, let alone what happened 30 fucking years ago. I think it's crazy, and I think it's irresponsible to come out and do this without like maybe some footage or something of him doing this. It just doesn't seem right. It seems nuts.
The funny part is like all the public outrage and the people like judging him and coming against him. Like 99% of these people probably have weird quirks and bents themselves. They watch fucking midget porn and all kinds of weird, because they can't come without someone getting punched in the back of the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are people that are probably sick. Most of society, like especially with like porn, is run rampant, just ruined most people's psyches when it comes to sex. People are into some weird crap now. Yeah. And that's the whole of society in general. Then pointing fingers and judging Louis C.K. for asking if he could jerk off in front of someone in public. Like, you probably don't have any even weirder bent than that.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
There's somebody looking at him going, "He's a fucking sicko." Meanwhile, he's hanging off the ceiling like by some swing with a knife in his ass, like just so it doesn't hit the walls or it doesn't cut it. He's going, "What a sicko." It's insane. We're all full of it. We all get out. We all stand on this high horse
and we look down
and we go, "How How could Louis do this? How could Tim do this? So now that's 3 stories back to back. That's a guy that had an issue with his girlfriend. They had an altercation. They completely ruined his life. Justin Roiland will never come back from this. That was his baby. He built that genius show from nothing. You got
Dan Harmon.
Yeah, you got Mike Tyson who lost not only his boxing career but everything, but just his freedom in the early 90s due to this.
Exactly. After a lifetime of suffering and turmoil, give this man his day.
Another one, and now you got Tim Allen from a story 30 years ago that really nobody knows what happened. Nobody's gonna back this claim up. Nobody was there with her. It's just what she says, and anything he says is gonna look like a damn lie. Why? Because they got TMZ posting a video of something that had nothing to do with it. So if you don't think that it's slanted just a little bit in favor of women, I'm telling you, there's an issue out there. And if women, if you really want the respect, that women need to stand up for this stuff and say, no, you can't do this. This takes away from the validity of real allegations when women do get raped and stuff like that. Because when you start to put an asterisk next to everything, it's you start to put an asterisk next to everything. You start to look at it and you go, well, well, man, they're all coming out with these stories now. What if somebody was the Bill Cosby one? There was a lot of detail to that. Now, again, I just don't believe these stories anymore, so it's hard for me with anything. I think James Franco, one of them happened to him. Seth Rogen completely turned his back on him. Who's the little guy, the little Indian guy? He got it the worst. He was the worst.
Aziz Ansari. Oh, poor Aziz.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari.
Break, man. I love Aziz.
Dude, I'm just shut up. I don't even think he's funny, but he got it. He got it the worst. He had a bad date. He had a bad date. Yeah. He tried to get this girl to go down. He tried to get a blowjob, which honestly, I'm sorry, but let me hear.
What do you want from us?
Newsflash, that's the goal of the date. You might not want to hear that, but that's the goal of the date.
Stop traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking news.
He tried to get a blowjob. He did something weird. She consented to this. She gets on the counter. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he got to second base with her. He fingered her, and he made her taste it. She didn't like that. And then she said that he's a complete and utter predator, and now he's ruined. Now you got, everything was consensual, even up until that point. But because he did something, I'm sorry, but people do things sometimes where you go, what the fuck did they just do? There's a million times,
you can't even make a mistake anymore.
Yeah.
Or have an off moment. All of a sudden, you have one off moment or you make one mistake, even no matter how small it is, and all of a sudden your whole person is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Nobody believes you. You're ostracized from society. You get fired from your job. You can't make a mistake.
But that wasn't even a mistake.
You can have an off moment or a bad moment. So he took a shot, she didn't like it. You never really know until you try.
No, but he wasn't. But that's what he liked. He liked to finger them and feed it.
If he had the fingers coming right, like airplane, and she's like. Like pulling away, and he's like trying to finger her mouth, and sure.
And he fingers her, and then the only thing she gets upset about, he goes, this is flight 42. We have hijacked this, and then starts going towards her mouth, and goes, she's Meanwhile, she had like a cousin or something.
911 reasons why you should be offended by this.
You know what? You might have 911, but I got 2001 more for you to say that it didn't happen.
Nice.
Yeah, come here, baby. That was beautiful. We just tennis the shit out of that.
It's just stupid moments like that. Even us as guys, we fuck around with each other all the time. We dick around. I had a buddy of mine fucking fart in his hand and throw it in my face when I wasn't paying attention.
Buttercup, baby.
Dude, I got pissed, man. I was pissed. But I wasn't I'm gonna sue you. You fucked up my sight for all of eternity. Yeah. I need $1 million from you because you finally made something of yourself because I smelled shit for 2 seconds and I found it distasteful. I called him a fucking asshole. I punched him in the arm. I said, don't ever let it happen again. And we laughed and played video games. Big fucking deal. Move on. Move on, man.
Did he hit you with
I know it's a bad comparison, but it's really not that bad of a comparison. It's just gross for a moment.
No, absolutely. It's
honestly, now that I look back,
somebody did something that you didn't like. You had an issue, and what did you do? You handled it.
I checked him
right there.
I checked him.
That's how these things need to go.
From one human being to another, I checked him in his eyes, and he never did it again.
Well, let's not fog up what the definition of rape is, because that's all you're doing. You're taking these crazy little things that happen, and it's always tied to men with success, and you're fogging up what real women are facing every day that do go out and get forcibly raped. And I'm telling you, when there's 1,000,001 stories coming down the pipe, They do. They get lost in the in this the fray,
Well,
and you start to get confused on these things.
If this carries on long enough, they're gonna destroy relationships in general. Because guys that become successful are gonna be very apprehensive towards being with any woman in general.
Yep.
Eventually, there's gonna be paperwork involved. Sign this waiver. Sign here, consent that I did not actually rape or harass you.
Yeah.
You're gonna destroy relationships at some point. Whatever happened, you know what I mean? Like, you take a girl out or whatever, there's sexual tension, you like this girl, you're not sure how she feels about you, it's mysterious, it's kind of scary, but you're a little bit excited about it. When do I go in for the kiss? When do I go in for the kiss? And then at some point, you're like, I just gotta take my shot. And you have the balls to, like, give it a try, and you go in for the kiss, and she pulls away, and you're embarrassed. And that's part of the fun of the game.
Yeah.
Now it's like, he didn't ask me first. It's like, it's not fucking romantic. It's like, when you're feeling that feeling, whatever, and you're not sure if the other person reciprocates, and you go in for the kiss, and then they do the lean back, and you get the kiss. That's the greatest moment of your life at that point in time. And now I have to go, are you okay if I kiss you?
Is everything
Take the spontaneity right out. All the shit that women say they want, spontaneity and all this stuff.
Romance. Yeah, chivalry. It's dead.
You're putting a pillow over his face. You're killing it for a couple of bucks. So this slob who didn't make anything out of herself, that shouldn't be having this money anyway, is going to take this man who actually earned it, take his money, ruin him, and then squander it. Now she's back right where she started. Nobody fucking benefits.
Well, I think it always goes just too far. Once you got it to where there's no more of that no means yes shit. Mm-hmm. Once you say no and everything's off the table, I think that's okay. Anything past that is bad. Yes, I understand that. But before you even do anything now there's the possibility that you could get in trouble. It's insane.
Well, my modus operandi, if you will, and I believe that all guys should be like this. I never fault any guy ever for taking the shot. But once you get rejected, you walk away
That's
clean.
it.
You
Done.
don't push, you don't try again, you don't beg, which is, by the way, is just fucking embarrassing. Why would you ever even do that anyways?
No, but
come on, just touch it.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking simp. It's disgusting. But I'm saying, like, take the shot. If a girl's note or I'm not interested, or even if she goes ill, whatever, be like, all right, I'm sorry, and then you move on and you go talk to someone else. Because eventually you're going to talk to someone who actually wants to do these things, who wants to talk to you, but you never know until you try. So I never fault them for taking the shot.
Yeah.
But once you take the shot and you miss, walk away amicably. Have some class. Don't call her a cunt. Don't make faces at her. Don't try to embarrass her. Say, all right, I'm sorry. I just didn't know. I gave it a shot. I've done that a million times.
Yeah.
I've been on dates a million times where I'm like, I think there might be something here. I'm really attracted to this girl, and then I go for it. And I get the pull away, and I'm like, oh, sorry, and I never bring it up again. I'll sit there and hang out with her. I'll talk to her for another hour. I'll pay the check. I'll give her a hug. Say I had a great time and part ways, and not even feel any way about it. But it's like, what am I gonna do? Drive home like I never even tried to kiss her? What a fucking What a queer.
Well, you know what?
I'm gonna go Boston on it.
I think when you're younger, I think that you would always see like the guy that would be trying to go, and she'd go, no, get away from me. And there's this guys that never get the hand. Now, come on.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I have friends like that. It's embarrassing.
I started noticing that the older you get, somebody always says, goes, hey, dude, she's not with it. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
go.
Man, at some point you're just like, hey, she doesn't like you.
Yes.
Like, can't you feel it? Listen,
we understand there's guys out there like that too, so we're not only hitting women. It's just there's an issue right now.
Quick tutorial for gentlemen. It's astonishing how many male friends that I have that have no idea how to talk to women or deal with them, or you know what I mean, have any decorum when it comes to them. I'm going to give you a couple of quick tips. It's very simple too. This isn't anything mind-blowing or anything like that. I'm not saying I'm this fucking guru or whatever, but this is obvious shit. Girls, if they like you, they will let you know that they like you. They will lean towards you. They will react more to what you're saying. They'll laugh at things that aren't that funny, for instance. You know what I mean? They'll like make stronger eye contact. They'll get more in your personal space. I call them windows. They will open windows for you to climb through. If you're talking to a girl and she's not interested, you're going to have see, here's Billy right next to me. Here's me interested. Girls, they will give you a shoulder. They'll lean away. They'll give you close-off answers. They won't make deep eye contact. They'll kind of shut you down. There's a million examples that they don't want to be in conversation with you and they're not interested in you in that way. And all you have to do is fucking pick it up. It's very simple. If you're talking to a girl and her shoulder's halfway turned to you and she's trying to pull, and she's literally they will lean away from you. Yeah. They literally try to get away from you, but they're polite, so they'll still like.
It's cringy, yeah.
If I'm talking to a girl, I mean, like, not every girl's gonna like me. Fine, I don't know until I try. So if I'm talking to a girl and I'm trying to be nicer, be sweeter, and I find her attractive, but I want to ask her on a date or whatever, and I start getting those, she's pulling away, and I'm getting the signs. I go, it's a pleasure to meet you. Have a great night. And I turn around and I walk away until I talk to someone who's actually receptive.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
So that's for the gentlemen out there. Like, cut this shit. Stop this chasing and begging and just walking behind them and please, 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 me. How about you learn how to talk to girls, become charming, relax a little bit. So just stop with that creepy shit.
Well, have some pride.
Don't harass anybody.
I can tell you this, that if you do notice that they're not opening up the windows, if you have some pride and some like some actual like
self-worth,
you'll notice that maybe sometimes that might even turn around and you might start getting the windows. And I can tell you this, look, I'll end on this. If they don't open up those windows, there's always the one to her apartment.
That's beautiful. And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Hilarious.
All right,
what else do we got?
Well, so that was our 3 like big ones. I can tell you this: we always want to end on a high note. Nice. Yeah, we did good. We did
that flew by, man. I'm having a great time today. I'm feeling nice.
Well, I told you there was a running theme. I just where I get a lot of different sources. I never want to make the show about one thing, but I can tell you this: is like the 3 like biggest stories right now all had to do with like these just hearsay from so long ago. It's just ridiculous.
This is the real pandemic, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man. This is actually hurting people. So there you go. You know,
you don't have a 99.9% recovery from being accused of rape. Unfortunately, you can't get vaccinated from that shit.
But this is one we like, man, and this one's a slightly different. So we love to show you celebrities and athletes get bombarded with stuff. But every rare once in a while, it's 2 big names that go against each other. And we got Lil Nas X, we got Mike Tyson. And I can tell you this right now, I think Lil Nas X is pretty young. It's weird how people don't know the guys that I idolize. I feel old sometimes because I'm like, well, wait, you don't idolize this guy, dude. You don't idolize Jordan and Mike Tyson and, you know, I mean, Mayweather's
our guys.
You know, you're like, even Muhammad Ali was way before my time, but I was idolized. Yeah.
Everyone knows who Muhammad Ali is. Everyone will always know who Muhammad Ali is.
Exactly.
He's like fucking Achilles.
But I think Mike Tyson should be in that same league. He might be
one of the most famous people that's ever existed.
17 years old, knocking men, the hardest men on the planet out. 19, he's a world champion. It's unreal. But so this goes down on his podcast. I've watched his podcast before. Listen, we're in the game now. I'm going to say this, all right? I love Mike Tyson. Do I think he needs to be the host of a podcast? No, but who cares? He has one.
I love his podcast, too. It's great.
You do?
It's super entertaining, man.
Listen, I love his stories, but okay, you know what? I mean...
He has great guests, and
different cup of tea. It's Mike Tyson. But that's what you ought to say.
Handfuls of magic mushrooms.
Is he?
Oh, my God. All the time. All the time, dude. He eats mushrooms on his show constantly, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's just pounding magic mushrooms.
He's the best.
And he has that, like, Bengal tiger breathing. He's like...
He's
so intimidating.
Just training while he breathes. Just sitting down.
Just like our last episode where the bear attacks the woman, like that could be Mike Tyson at any point in time. He just looks over.
And there's nothing. And just like that bear, there's nothing you could do about it.
And the karate guy comes out.
No. Yeah, nobody's gonna karate Mike Tyson. He's gonna take it just like the bear.
Check out our last episode if you want to get that.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. But so Mike Tyson, he's doing his podcast. He brings Lil Nas X on there, and this pompous little shit has the audacity to look at Mike like he doesn't know where he's at. He goes, "Look, man, do you know any of my songs?" And then we got the best response. We got the like man response from Mike Tyson. So let's follow that up. Oh. This is so good. This is so freaking good.
This shit is gold. Yeah, I know your songs, motherfucker.
I want to say what he actually said, but I don't think I can.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, I'm not allowed.
White privilege has its limits, my friend.
Maybe at episode 100, but not this one.
All right, get ready. Ready?
Ready.
You know any of my songs? Yeah, the motherfucking cowboy song with the Billy Ray Cyrus nigga. That's the only song you know?
And then I saw you do some motherfucking shit when you're naked and shit.
Oh. That's a couple of different things.
Yeah, nigga, I know your fucking music. What do you think you're on the fucking show?
Do you know any of my songs?
You know a Drop of P came out. He fucking pissed a little bit when Mike... Because at the end there, you could tell he was getting serious.
Yeah. And they did that uncomfortable. You do that when you want everything to be cool again. Because you know that this grizzly bear is just sitting there getting irritated by what you're saying. And how dare you ask him that? I hate when they try to act like he doesn't have the smart...
Kid, too. Yeah. Let's watch this one more time. Because you'll see him like kind of like... Because they're like trying to make a joke out of it.
Up,
Which you can hear like the nervous laughter where they're trying to like take the tension out of it or turn it into a joke because he is joking on the square. But watch at the end, he's like, "What the fuck?" Like he starts getting more serious.
Songs?
Yeah, the motherfucking cowboy song with the Billy Ray
Cowboy
Cyrus
song.
nigga.
That's the only song you know?
And then I saw you do some motherfucking shit when you're naked and shit. Come
That's
on,
a
man.
couple of different things.
Yeah, nigga, I know your fucking music. Why do you think you're on the fucking show?
That right, you know, he meant that shit. Man.
Oh, he sure
At the
did.
end.
Why do you think? Yeah, why do you think you're on there? You think he's just going to invite you on? You think he doesn't know what's going on there?
But the arrogance of this youth coming up, you're standing in front of this basically almost a deity at this point in time. Who's literally like he's one of the most famous, successful people on earth, and then you're gonna go, you know any of my music? And then come at him like that?
No.
Dude, this animal?
But how about this? It's like
he should start doing a peekaboo, dude. Coming across the room.
You know what? Little Nas X is very, very like talented, and he's got a lot of songs out. But let me tell you something. When you're in a room with a legend like that, he don't need to know you.
That's a
you
fact.
need to know him.
That's a fact.
You need to be happy that you're getting blessed by you being on his
Too
show.
big of an ego.
Yeah, exactly. That face it. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Little Nas X will go down and he'll have a music catalog, and that's wonderful. Mike Tyson changed the world. So I don't step in there and act like he needs to know what's going on in your life, because he doesn't need to. All you need to say is thank you for everything you've done.
So,
thank you for what you've done in the world. You're playing great.
I think we should invite Mike out to Vegas and then take him to the Fruit Loop and have him join one of the shows so he could be Magic Mike Tyson.
And I'll find that same guy, and he'll go, easy on that straight shit, Slim Shady. And I go, no, you easy. Mike, get him.
Coming to the stage, Magic Mike Tyson.
Mike's just knocking everybody out.
Boy from fucking Jackass. He has tearaway pants. Just,
Dude, what do you think he would do to some random dude on the street?
Whatever he wants.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Like, remember we showed that video where the dude in the red pants like, don't go over there, champ. Imagine that times 1,000. Like, it trips me out, dude. It trips me out that like Mike Tyson's like probably in his 60s, something like that, 50s, 60s.
Dude, he's pushing 60. He's got to be like at least like 57, somewhere around there.
And he's still staying in
Easily.
shape all these
if
years.
not more.
Oh, so cool, man.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking gold, man. That guy, he's a genetic freak. I love him.
He really is. Customato picked him up from a boys' home in the, not Catskills, but Brooklyn. And he had a boxing club, and somebody slapped the things on him. And sure enough, they went in there, and they seen this, 12-year-old built like a man just knocking people out. They're like, well, we could fine-tune this kid.
I think I told you the story before. Most fighters, they have to lie that they're younger. With Mike Tyson, he had to lie that he was older than he was because no one fucking believed him. He was like, he's 15. They're like, you're a liar. Yeah. So he would just tell everyone he's like 21 and he's actually like 15.
There you go. Yeah, just to get in these.
Just smoking fools.
Went through the Olympics at the time where you needed to go through the Olympics. I think I was under 30 seconds. He knocks some fool out. Mike Tyson is a living legend, and we thank every second that he was in the ring for all the entertainment.
Everything went through puberty but his voice.
Yeah. Scared of the real man. You ain't nothing but a little white pussy. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot. Oh, I love him so much, man.
Well,
imagine hearing that voice and then it just knocks you out.
You don't want to hear that voice. and
that voice mad.
Just like Billy, you feel that beard just against your neck.
Yes. Then you can do nothing about it.
Buy you a drink.
I would go, okay, Mike, yeah, that's fine. I think I would just let it happen. I go, all right, I'm not going to fight it because then it's just going to hurt more, you know? So bad, man. But I'll tell you what, man, this was episode 10. We had a theme for this one. It's good. But here's to 10,000 more, man. We love what we're doing
this
here.
This is it now. The train has left the station, like we said last time, toot.
Yeah.
Also, maybe at some point this week or maybe next week, we're going to be shooting a montage to create the rest of our intro, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
We want to bring you higher production values, so we're just going to keep increasing the quality of the show in any way that we know or see fit, more or less.
Any way we can. We're building this, and that's all we care about.
We're
not at all.
On our laurels.
Yeah.
Eventually we want to upgrade all the equipment like we keep talking about, get that sound quality a little bit higher, and just stick with us. Hopefully we're entertaining you guys. We hope that you enjoy it, and God bless. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hit that notification bell
help
too,
us out.
Please. Yes.
If we win, you win. Let's
That's
go.
all there is to
Together.
it, baby. Come
Together.
on. Boom.
Bam.
Boom.
God bless.
Peace.